Hey there everyone, Matt Toussaint here. I'm an instructor with the SANS Institute and one of the authors of SANS SEC460 on vulnerability assessment. I'm about to get on a flight to Brussels here in just a little while, and I thought we'd take a second to go through and show off some of the bits and pieces of our kit because it's an enterprise course, and to do an enterprise course, well, you've got to have an enterprise. That means in Brussels tomorrow, I'm going to have an enterprise in the hotel. And so let's take a moment to look through the SEC460 kit and all the different pieces that we put together in order to make something like this a possibility. One last thing. In the description of this video, there is a link to a chance to win something. For SEC460, you've got the opportunity to walk away with one of our coins during the Day 6 Capture the Flag exercise. It even has a nice secret cipher on the back. If you sign up in the description below, you may just have the opportunity to win one of these. We take these courses and deliver them all over the world, and so we need to bring an enterprise with us on the go. Ever wonder what one of those look like? This right here is our 460 kit. We've got a couple Intel NUCs that we use to do most of our virtualization, but of course you need to have all of your little control widgets and such too. The nice little things we've got here is a Bluetooth and USB keyboard. Folds out, really nice and portable. We've also got a screen, because sometimes you need to actually connect to the machine and get to troubleshooting. This is a really nice screen by Asus, with a nice little cover for it as well. The cover's a bit flimsy though, so we don't really use it to actually keep the screen standing up. For that, we've got this thing, a little anchor stand for our screens here. Of course, the heart of the system itself is, well, the systems. So you got a couple Intel NUCs here. Two of them for a little bit of redundancy, but also because, well, enterprises are big, so there's a lot of systems that you need to virtualize. Power bricks. I don't know why they needed to be so big, Intel. Cables. With enterprise, you've got to have multiple different network segments. And in our case, we've got NUCs, but NUCs each have only a single interface. So we've got USB Ethernet as well in order to add some more dynamicness to the network itself. Emergency recover disk, because can't live life without one of these. I'm about to get on the plane to Brussels, and so in Belgium, of course, we've got different kinds of power adapters. So we need to have one of those with us as well. Tried to make this course as modern as we possibly could, and so we made most of the student connectivity work over Wi-Fi. So there's a wireless router for that. And then, because I'm a sucker for organization, Ethernet cables that roll up, because I don't trust roll-up Ethernet cables. Got some spares. And USB Type-C cabling. That's really all about that there is to it. You really don't need a huge amount of physical hardware and resources to virtualize these days even some really large networks, some dynamic networks with many different hosts and systems. Particularly if any of these systems are Unix based, you can really get by, especially if it's a dev network or a test network or a temporary environment for staging. A lot of these systems, they don't need the robustness that'll affect the user experience where everything is snappy and quick, which means you can cut down on some of the resources that they're required to use. Of course, on the Windows side, you've got a little bit more of that, but you can play around a little bit with, say, things like Windows Server without the desktop environment installed as well. So when you combine all of these things, you can have 10, 20, 30 hosts very easily on a network to simulate all of the different subnets, network segments, if you will, that you might see on many corporate environments. Things like an IT network, say a services enclave, user environments, different VLANs perhaps, firewalls, a DMZ, the actual internet. Now in many environments, we still today don't see very much in the way of network segmentation. But in SANS classes, we like to give you the opportunity to see what that's going to look like from the perspective of the network security. And in 460, we're doing vulnerability assessment. That's what it's all about.